Cheers, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to Blackbird Writers on Substack TV. With me is Tracey S. Phillips, and we are here to talk to you about Blackbird Writers, some industry news, and give you a couple of our favorite things. So, my name is TK Sheffield, and I write stories for readers to laugh and escape. I am author of the Backyard Model Mysteries, The Devil Wears Prada Meets a Wisconsin Supper Club. And again, like I said, they're stories for readers to laugh and escape. The Blackbird Writers on Substack TV is a Friday AM half hour or so show about what's happening with the flock. Tracey, tell us a little more.
Thanks so much, TK, and it's so great to be here today. I am Tracey S. Phillips, and I write about fierce women who face their shadow side. My latest book is Forewarned, which came out in August, which is a paranormal thriller about a young girl in the 1970s. So if you want to go back to the 70s, it's a great escape for you. I also am the founder of Blackbird Writers, and we are a group of mystery writers with everything from cozy to thriller and everything in between.
Right, exactly. And I'm on the cozy end. So, as I like to say, the darkest I ever got in terms of reading was Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and the scary scene of the pumpkin rising out of the pumpkin patch. That was about as scary as I ever got. And so a little bit of tension in Nancy Drew in that. So, I moved toward what I enjoyed and what I wanted readers to enjoy. So that's why most of all of my books are funny and they always have a horse in them. So
I love that. Well, I love horses.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Me too. You can see I like zebras too.
Well, they count, don't they? Don't you wish you could ride them?
They're in the equine family. So
Yeah.
anyway, so what's new in the flock? What have we got going on? And tell us a little bit about the flock, how many of us there are. Just give us a little rundown there.
Yeah, there are 25 authors ranging from, like I said, cozy. There's some romance, romantic suspense. There's thriller. There are canine authors, two canine authors, Kathleen Donnelly and Margaret Mitsushima. And throughout this podcast, we're going to be mentioning everybody who is in the flock. And today I want to share some news from a couple people who have some stuff going on like right now. Christine DeSmet is working on a new mystery set in Wisconsin. And so far, it's about stealing cheese and causing Christine a meltdown. She
Wonderful, Christine.
Yeah. She recently wrote a post on setting goals and resolutions in this Blackbird Writers Substack. It's a really great post. If you aren't a goal setter, I like or if you aren't a resolution setter at the beginning of the year, then her post on setting goals is really valuable. And I'll put the links to that in the chat. Joy Rybar has a new release. Have you read it yet? It's called
Yes, I have. And as we mentioned before, she's such a fun writer. She's got she has a first series and now she's got this new series and she's doing so well with it. And the covers, oh my gosh, this cover you could just eat up. It's so pretty.
Gorgeous.
Another thing that I love is that we have so many Blackbirds who include recipes in their stories. So that's just another thing. In addition to the wonderful dogs and the intrigue, you get that added benefit of recipes in the stories. So
yeah, I love it. And Joy's book is called Poetry Slammed. It is the second book in her 3-book series where the Browning sisters flex their mystery-solving muscles as they muddle through a maze of twisted secrets and dark deeds.
Good one, Joy. That sounds fun.
Yeah. And I'll post a link to her interview with Sharon Lynn, which is available on YouTube and Substack.
Great. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Tim Chapman is one of our thriller members. And although he seems to be changing genres, the 5th annual issue of his Lit Bop magazine, Lit Bop, which is Litbop magazine. It's about art and literature in the groove, and that's going to be on sale in a week or so. So he said there's a lot of good writing in this issue, in addition to fiction and poetry. They have a few essays. Meanwhile, he said he's finishing the edits on 2 middle grade novels. He's got one called The Song of the Bees, and the other is The Outcasts. He said he had written this for that age group before, and he's loving it. In The Outcasts, the protagonist is attacked by a giant cave bat, a giant river serpent, and he shrinks so small that he's able to fly on the back of a snobbish talking crow. He joins a band. He joins a band of pirates, makes friends with a mermaid, and gets a pet saber-toothed dog that can turn invisible. And Tim says these are all the typical kid stuff that he did when he was that age.
Oh, that sounds amazing. What an adventure. And anything we can do, right? Part of the reason why we're doing this is to encourage young people to read, right? And share wonderful stories. We've got Cheryl, right? And she's got her teen mysteries too.
Yes.
YA. I'm sorry, I want to use the right term because I think it's kind of changing these days, but
Cheryl's are middle grade.
Middle grade, right. And Valerie Beal with her middle grade. Anything we can do to share these stories written by Blackbirds to encourage young people to read and enjoy them and enjoy the written word and take an adventure through a book is fabulous.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to think. And I know we have some children's authors in the group too that, I mean, they write children's books in addition to their other mystery books.
Right.
Sarah Lynn Richard has a children's book about Naughty Nana, a big sheepdog. And I know Christine is writing children's books as well.
Christine has some children's. I've got a children's book called Nellie's Island. A small filly learns her filly esteem among the large draft horses of Mackinac Island. You know, if you've been, speaking of an adventure, if you haven't been to Mackinac, if you can, take the ferry across the Straits of Mackinac and go and just enjoy the clop clop of the hooves and ride your bikes and enjoy a beautiful day around the island, buy some fudge and stop at Island Books. And hopefully you'll pick up a book there. If you don't want mine, pick up another one. But yeah, it's a children's story about a pony on Mackinac, and it was a labor of love. And a wonderful, wonderful illustrator from Wales, England, did all of the illustrations. She was so fabulous. I just said, here's the story. Think, just imagine it, and she did. So,
and the illustrations are gorgeous, and I love the story too because the message is so sweet and good for kids, to stay strong and just to believe in yourself.
Yeah. Be every inch you are and then some more, just believe in who you can be. And so this filly goes to Mackinac and she realizes she's not as tall as the giant draft horses. She's small and she can go to different places where the big horses can't. And the children love her because she's small. They're not, because horses can be intimidating, once you meet one in real life.
Yes.
So that's what it was for. So
it's super cute. I love it.
I love that we have layers of books through the Blackbirds, that it's not just one size fits all. We've got a number of authors who are offering many different stories to readers who want them.
Right. And I think the last bit of news I have is from Anne Louise Bannon. She writes serials where she posts each chapter every week. And her latest is But World Enough and Time. It is the first of her time travel trilogy. And it's about after finding Elizabeth in a tower and realizing that she's been in suspended animation for several hundred years, sister and brother Robin and Dean Parker take Elizabeth back to the 17th century England using a stolen time machine. Only when they get there, someone is on their tail and not just the owner of the time machine.
Another great one. Yeah. Now, this is going to be serialized on Substack, or where is she posting this?
Yeah, she posted on Substack.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll add a link to Anne's Substack on there. She doesn't post it in the Blackbird Writer Substack, but it's on her own. So
Oh, serializing on Substack is another trend that we're seeing. What part of the reason why we're here too is to talk about some industry trends. And if you stick around at the end of the show, I've got a discount code for Canva. So make sure you stick around to get that in the very last segment of about favorite things. But, one of the reasons why we're here is to talk about trends in the book industry and, offering part of your beginning, the first chapters or the entire book serialized on Substack is one of the ideas that authors are considering and using on the platform.
Yeah, I think, and it's such a great platform. I had people ask me about it, and we joined Substack, I think, about 3 years ago, and it has been the best move that we've made as a group of authors. So it's a beautiful community and a great place to share your work and to see what others are sharing as well.
Right. I agree. I have found one of the beautiful things is it's almost to me like a new Instagram because the artists are posting just these wonderful one shot of their picture, or, either a photograph or artwork. And you just scroll and you see these beautiful pictures, and that's all you need sometimes just to be inspired or beautiful pictures. And then, of course, a lot of authors are here. They're sharing their work, they're sharing podcasts, they're sharing resources. So, yeah, Substack has been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. I really like it, and even the notes feature, which is, a little bit like a social media scroll,
Right,
it's just people sharing things, and, it's maybe not as personal as some of the other ones, which is probably a good thing.
right, right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So, what else do you have?
What else do I have? Well, I've got a
You
couple
have
fun things.
news, but you have news too.
Yes, I have some news. I also host a show called the Whispresso Cafe that's produced by the Wisconsin Writers Association, and I will be interviewing. And I'm just fortunate enough to be interviewing some fabulous indie bookstore owners. Last month, I interviewed Carrie Berg from Thirst Books in Milwaukee, and now tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, I'm interviewing Alicia from Lakeside Books in Lake Geneva. And two stores, if you're in the area, check them out. They're fabulous. And also, I was just at the Nerdy Word. Look at this great
I
mug.
love it.
I was just at the Nerdy Word in Union Grove, Wisconsin. And again, beautiful store. Stop in, support the local indies if you can. And then another thing is I'm thrilled to say that my children's animated short story called The Icelandic Horses Save Christmas Eve was selected as a quarter finalist in the Wisconsin Own Screenwriters Contest. So the Wisconsin Screenwriter Symposium will take place in Madison in April. And hopefully I'll be among the finalists, but it doesn't matter. I'm just happy to be where I'm at. And I'm thrilled for everybody who made the quarter. So congrats, everybody.
Yeah,
So, just keep.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I just encourage everybody to write what you know, keep practicing, connect with other authors, because the writing community is extremely generous and kind, I have found. And then take the rejections as they come and keep going. Just keep doing it.
Absolutely. Just because one person doesn't like your work doesn't mean, 10 other people won't love it,
Right.
right?
Well said.
So, I mean, it's true. And I was reading something recently where they were talking about how writers tend to personalize those hits, those rejection letters and things. It's because we're not really preparing ourselves for it emotionally. And the truth is, you kind of have to be ready to hear a no, or, some negative comments about your manuscript. And you got to just learn how to let that, brush off.
And understand it's coming. But if you're querying agents, you'll be ghosted, right? If you're
Yeah.
querying publishers, if you're asking for reviews, if you're, it's just part of the game, and
Yep.
it's an unfortunate part, but you just have to accept that it is, and you move on. Like Roger Federer. Okay, Roger Federer. I want to get this right. He only won just over 50% of his points in the match, yet he won 80% of his matches. And I had to have my mathematician husband explain how that worked to me. But his point was he didn't dwell on the negative. So he was able to overcome every shot. The last shot, even though he might have lost it, he focused on the next one. So it's a kind of the same thing in writing.
Yeah.
If you didn't make a contest win, if you got rejected, you just have to focus on the next goal, your own personal goal, and keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, and again, this community is so helpful and generous with their knowledge and sharing experiences. I just love being part of this community.
Well, and speaking of the community, I talked to you because I knew you before I had a book out, before I had Model Suspect out. And I said, "Oh, and I'd love to be a member." And you said, "No, you have to have a book out." So, and I did, and I came to you again, and you accepted me into the Blackbirds. So here we are.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so you just keep going, just keep
Yeah,
writing and keep going.
that's right.
So,
Um, I've got one other little thing. I'm interviewing another author later on today to get posted on our Substack and YouTube. And it's Melissa Westemeyer. She writes
oh,
these None the Wiser series.
what a cover!
And they're super funny cozies, but she's got a detective and also, a nun who is the amateur sleuth. So it's kind of
Oh,
a
fabulous!
combination police procedure and, amateur sleuth, and funny. They are so funny. So,
Great.
you can expect to see that later this month.
Oh, very fun, very fun. I love one of these episodes. We've got to do our favorite covers
Yeah.
because that would be that would be
Jo
one of them.
Joy Rybars
Yeah,
will be on my list.
yeah, yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Absolutely. And Jeff Nania,
Yeah.
his series is Spider Lake series. Jeff Nania, hopefully one of these days he'll be on with us. And he and his wife Victoria are just lovely, wonderful people and talented writers. And his first cover set the bar for that series, and it has surpassed it ever since. I love the books. I love reading
Yeah.
the books, but then his covers, they're just as good as the narratives.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So, anything else new that you want to cover?
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. Well, then
So,
I'm gonna move on to some industry news if that's okay with you.
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay with you? Okay, so and I'm not an industry expert. I'm just here to talk a little bit about current events, right? So just this week, what was released was a new, you know, Draft to Digital is now working with Bookshop to offer ebooks. And that is a major upheaval in the space, right?
I
Right?
love that.
I do too. Amazon just allowed the ebooks to be offered to libraries, right? So you could still be on Kindle Unlimited and get your books into libraries.
Mhm.
So now Draft to Digital and Bookshop are kind of doing a little bit of another movement to allow more freedom, I think, in the book industry space. So we've got Draft to Digital means you can upload your ebook there, and then Bookshop can pick it up and offer ebooks then to indie bookstores. So all it means for you as an indie author is you're not on Kindle Unlimited, right? You can't do both. So
Right.
you can still offer your ebook through Amazon, but you can't be with Kindle Unlimited. Then you can go over to Draft to Digital and have Bookshop also support indies through book sales by going with your ebook, which is
Uh,
fabulous. I think it's
yes.
just another way to support the indie bookstores and Bookshop and everything else. And, gives us just more options as indie authors. All it means is you can't be on Kindle Unlimited, right? So,
Right.
I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice, but just check it out if you want to consider going wide with your
Yeah.
ebooks, right?
Yeah, and I love bookshop.org because, you can actually select the bookstore that you want to support, and if you wanna support the Garden Wall in Verona, for example, you can, and buy your ebook from them, and they
Right.
get some of the percentage of the sale.
Right. And then you can go to different platforms, right? You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be on the Kindle. Your
Right.
EPUB can be on different platforms through
Yeah.
Bookshop. So, and I think our goal also with Blackbird Writers is to have our own bookshop on Bookshop, right? That's
Yes.
one of the long-term goals with the group.
That is one of our moves that we're gonna be making this year.
Great. Great. So we'll
Yeah.
keep you informed about that. But this is just another way for indie authors, if you're looking to go wide and have your ebooks available in other places and still support the indie book industry and the bookshop. That's another way for you to do it. So, and like you said, it's pretty easy. You just go find your favorite bookstore like Nerdy Word or like Side Books in Lake Geneva or Republic of Letters in Mineral Point or Literatus in Watertown. And then you just buy your book and a portion of that sale will go back and support the bookstore. So
Cool.
yeah, I think it's good news. I can't wait to hear more about this. And hopefully we'll keep getting this, the industry will become more accessible to the authors because sometimes it seems like the authors get the least amount of control.
Yeah.
And I wish I had a thumbs up on here for everybody who's listening. Give us the thumbs up on that one. But right, you kind of feel like between distribution and editing and cover design, if you've got a publisher who's deciding a cover for you, you sort of have the least amount of control of anyone.
Yeah, and it's too bad because we're the creators and
Right.
they actually need us.
Right. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And no AI here, right? That's one of the beautiful things about Blackbird writers. We've been in the industry for a long time. All our book we were writing before AI. So
Yes.
that's kind of how old we are. So yeah, so you can trust us.
That wasn't that long ago.
Right. Well, yeah, like a year. I know. Oh, look who's here, Joy Rybar. Hello, Joy. We just
Hey,
talked about
Joy.
you.
We did.
Thanks for joining, Joy.
Thanks for joining us.
We talked about your book cover and that your book just came out. So just an FYI.
Yes. Um, so that's I think all the news that we have today.
Yes, yes, that is our, we talked about the blackbirds. We talked a little bit about industry news.
Yeah.
And also I have a discount code for you for those of you. Let me find it here. I want to get it right. Those of you who use Canva, right? And if you're an indie author, I'm on Canva as much as I am on my writing platform. Because I order my bookmarks and my business cards and posters. If I'm going to be at an event, I'll order those through Canva. And then I just have them sent right to the bookstore. So convenient. So here's my discount code for Canva. You can use capital VDAY 20, VDAY 20 for a 20% discount on orders over $75 until Valentine's Day.
I put it in the chat. Is that right?
Yeah, all caps. VDAY 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want, that's a Canva discount code until Valentine's Day. It said VDAY 20 for 20% off. You have to have an order over $75.
Okay.
FYI. Oh, and one more thing. Have you shopped Michael's yet and seen all their book kind of cute things, mugs and book?
I haven't been there in a while. No.
Yeah, Michael's stores is kind of trending on TikTok. So they have all these little cute book things, and I was going to go over and check mine out. I have one not too far from me, and I was going to go
Yeah,
check it.
me
See
too.
if I
Well,
had.
now I have to go and look. So,
Yeah. Do you
and
have one in Madison? Do you have a
we
Michael's up
do.
there?
It's in Greenway.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They've got mugs and they've got book bins and they've got cute pillows and I thought and candles too. I thought I'd go over and check those out. I don't have a
Yeah.
discount code though.
But it's really easy to sign up for those. If you sign up for their email newsletter, they send you coupons like as often as you want. I think.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Tracey.
Thank you. It's just been delightful, and I'm so glad we're doing this. And I hope people enjoy the Blackbird Writers on Substack TV. We're here for you. We're here to share ideas. We're here to share industry news, and we're here to share news about our authors in the flock. So
That's right. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. See you soon. How do I stop this? I don't know. There. No. And
that's